Hey there, I'm John with Board Game Geek, and today we have Justin here from Stoneblade Entertainment, and you're going to be showing us Ascension Skulls and Sails.
Yes.
So what do we have going on here?
Oh, I'm so excited to show this one off. So, Ascension, for those that don't know, it's a deck building game. We're actually nearing our 10th anniversary next year, so we're one of the longest running deck building games. I think we have, as many expansions as anything out there. And, I've been working on it for a very long time, and I decided to do something that was literally the most ambitious expansion I've ever done.
Great.
And Skulls and Sails, as you might guess from the title and from the images you see here, is pirate themed. So what we do is Ascension, like other deck building games, of course, you start with a basic deck of cards. You're going to acquire new cards to make your deck better. In this case, you use it to kill monsters. Ascension was the first game that ever used a rotating center row where the cards change all the time, and as you acquire a card, a new card will come up to replace it.
Right.
And that's now been used by many games since.
Right.
But what we've changed here is you'll notice the center row is no longer in the center of the board. The center row is now around the edges of the board. And the reason we did that is because now we've introduced pirate ships. And these are the pirate ships that players can play in the game.
Okay.
And each turn you can move your pirate ship from one space to another. And you have a crew rating here, which you may or may not be able to see from the screen, but you can spend crew to acquire or defeat the cards that are next to you.
Okay.
So what it does is it makes location matter a lot for the game, and like where your ships are really can change the entire course of play. In addition, for longtime fans of Ascension, you may remember we had a treasure mechanic back in the day. And of course, we have to bring back treasure for a pirate game.
Of course.
So the way treasure works is you can see these stacked cards here. Whenever a treasure card gets dealt to the center row, we'll get a little time here. Treasure card gets dealt to the center row. Other cards continue to place on top of it until you get the non-treasure card. If you acquire the non-treasure card on top, you get the treasure for free.
Nice.
In this case, gold will stay in front of you. However, it's a pirate game, so of course your gold is not safe for other players.
No.
So there are cards that allow you to raid. So one of them I have out here lets you get some runes and raid. Raiding matters for, I'll hold that a little longer. Raiding matters if you are on the same space as another ship and you have a raid ability, you get to take treasure from them. Take it from me, goes in front of you.
Sounds pretty good.
Worth points at the end of the game. There's some other exciting treasures. In addition, because we're really trying to make the locations and the spacing of the ship and the movement of the ships matter a lot, several of the cards have an anchor power. Anchor powers are turned on if your ship is in that location when you buy them. So for example, these guys here, they go into your hand if you buy them and your ship is in that location. So you can draw and move your ship an extra time. You get a mage squadron.
Okay.
Or there's a monster here, the race squad. If you defeat it, it lets you draw a card and gives you honor. Or you get an extra card if you have your ship in the location. So it really focuses in on the ships. Sometimes you want to move to be in a location near cards you want to acquire or get an anchor power on. Sometimes you're running away from enemy ships where you know they have raids and are trying to take your treasure.
Right.
And then sometimes you're running from a kraken.
Of course.
Of course. I just did all of my favorite pirate tropes. So the Kraken is the newest and scariest of the monsters. It forms what's functionally a 7th spot on the board. Your ships can move there, but rarely want to, because the Kraken, if your ship ever lands there, it takes treasure from you. And it messes with your ship. Now, of course, it would be easy to just avoid that space. However, the monsters in this set are also very vicious. Several of them have fate powers. Fate's a mechanic we introduced a while ago where you, when a card shows up in the center row, it will instantly have that effect. In this case, this one will move all the ships towards the Kraken. Right? So there's lots of ways to mess with players and kind of pull them in towards the power of the Kraken. And then if you get enough power to defeat the Kraken, then you can become the Kraken. And you actually get to keep the card in front of you, and then all these cards that move people to the Kraken now move them to you, and you can use the power to raid.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It's really, really fun. It is a big departure from a lot of the, other things that are out there. We really try to do some new crazy mechanics, make the theme come to life in a way that hadn't before, but still stay true to the heart of what makes Ascension fun, that, kind of center row manipulation, cool strategies, cool combos. And so it's been a really fun experience to work on, and I can't wait to get this in people's hands next month in April.
Oh wow, it's coming up pretty soon,
very soon. So this is the first time we've gotten to show it off and talk about it, so I'm super excited.
So one question I have, you mentioned that this is an expansion.
Yes.
So you can integrate other Ascension content in here?
100%. Like every Ascension set from this and the 14 before it, it is standalone for $39.99 and can play and mix in with any number of other sets that you like. And for those of you that have the Ascension app, you know that this happens a lot and people put all the sets together.
Throw it all in there.
Just throw it all in there. And I'll also throw out a quick plug for those that love the Ascension app. I also have my other deck building game, Shards of Infinity. We just announced our beta sign up for that. That's going to be an app on iOS, Android. So if you're already addicted to Ascension, you have another thing to spend some time on. You go to stoneblade.com, sign up for our email list. You can get access to the beta and all kinds of cool things. But this game is going to be a challenge to make it into the app, to be honest, because of the spatial relations and everything. I
can imagine.
That's a problem.
That might be a second app.
I'm going to deal with that problem later. But in the physical game, it's very easy to integrate.
Yes.
You just shuffle the decks together, use this board so you know where your ships go, and you're good to go. So it's a really fun, good standalone experience, combines with the rest of it, and you know, yo-ho.
Great. Well, thanks for showing us Ascension Skulls and Sails, Justin. Thanks for coming by.